The mode of evaluating beauty is to evaluate whether it fits into different contexts. A part of this is similar to one that we talked about recently, which was the reliability of causing certain transformations. Reliable means that it works in different contexts. It's pretty simple. So if, for example, if I watch a movie and it makes me sad the first time I watch it, that's interesting. It makes me sad the second time I watch it, that's reliable. It makes me sad the first time I watch it, and it makes somebody else sad when they watch it. It's also a reliability there. So that just means it's reliable. And that another way of saying that is that it works in different contexts. So the work of art does the thing that it is intending to do in different contexts. Specifically, what I want to talk about is the beauty, not the work of art, but the specific beauty, which means that there is a particular relationship of certain elements within the work of art that is the solution, it's an artistic solution to a particular artistic problem. And that is what we're going to be calling the beauty. And that is the thing that is reliable or not reliable. And that is the thing that can be fit into different contexts. It can be fit into a different context, as in you just watch it again, or it could be fit into a context as in a different person watches it, or it can be fit into a different context as in it is abstracted away from the particular work of art that it is in and put into a different work of art. So the the sad story of Pocahontas could be in the original Pocahontas story, and it can be retold in the Disney movie, and it can be retold in the 2026 remake. I don't know if there's a remake. I'm just giving it for example. Okay, that would be the same beauty, and if it works, then that means it is reliable. And that would be one way to evaluate the beauty. And thinking about that, another way of saying that, or another way of noticing that reliability is replication. Of course, I just mentioned that it could be in one work of art and another work of art and another work of art. That just means it's being replicated. So if you have some sort of, I just like to think about movies because I think about movies a lot. If I have a, if I have a low angle from Citizen Kane, if I got a low angle looking upward at a person, that's an interesting thing that is a particular solution in one medium, in one work of art, and or another work of art might do the same thing, which is just replicating it. And then in that replication, it can change and mutate and all that kind of stuff too. So that's interesting. But the fact that it can replicate and how widely it replicates, that would be another measure of the beauty. And that is just it fitting into different contexts. It's the same thing. I'm saying the same thing multiple times. It's fitting into different contexts. And that is the way that we're evaluating this form of beauty. It can replicate and fit into different contexts in different artworks. It can also fit into different genres within the same medium, or it can fit into different mediums completely. It could be something that works for paintings and then it is transferred to working for a movie, or it could be something that works for music and that is transferred to working for, I don't know, a massage or something like that. It could be replicated in changing mediums. And the wider, the more context that it can fit into, then that means that it is more beautiful. That is the way that I am describing it. At least that is one way to evaluate the beauty. Another way of thinking about replication is that it sparks derivatives. Now, the derivatives can be one way, it can be very simple. It can be a derivative in the mind. So, like, I can watch a movie and there's something that is interesting and beautiful that happens. And then I replicate it in my mind. So I start to think about it. I remember it as a form of replication. So, if that happens widely, then that would be a form of evaluating the beauty. If it replicates in such a way that I start talking about it, if it is sparking derivatives in such a way that I start talking about it or writing notes about it, that is the same thing. It is replicating the beauty. It is being put into different contexts. It is one way to evaluate the beauty of the work of art. And then obviously it could be a replication or a derivative, as in a new work of art. A new work of art could be just built around this particular form of beauty. That is just another evaluation, essentially measuring the influence of a particular artistic solution within a single work of art. This is one of the major categories of evaluating beauty. And it is just if the beauty fits into different contexts. We may also just call it wide reaching beauty. The beauty has reach.